Yeah. Leslie always asks us probably twice a week to help the DBs out, Jake and I, and we just try to get Micah some reps, Poyer some long ones, so throughout the 17-game season they can catch a couple passes down the field.
I was actually talking about your passing success because
Oh, the net? Oh
you're
yeah.
the winner
Well,
today, so.
today was, but it's we got four good quarterbacks in here, so every day is a new champion.
Is it what I gotta ask you? The pre-practice sprint with Josh, where did that start? And obviously you guys take it ultra seriously. So what's the interplay like when you guys talk about that?
We don't talk about it much, to be honest with you. It kind of started when I first got here. I was a coach's kid. Josh is a hard worker. We always kind of just jog between drills, and it was kind of just who got there first, and it's kind of picked up a little bit. It's picked up some momentum, and every day it's the first competition of the day. So I think it's a little higher than his right now, but he competes a little bit better at other things than I do. But that one, I got him that one.
You're considered another coach out here by a lot of people. I mean, just because I guess just you put together the stuff in Florida, you helped do that, the organizational skills, and like, do you see yourself that way? I know you're a player first and foremost, and is that something you're trending towards in your life?
Yeah, I think I've been that way since I was 6. I've always had a pretty good vision. I wanted to coach down the road, but obviously I want to play as long as I can. I mean, I love being a player first. I love throwing the football still and getting in the huddle, calling the play, being around your teammates. But yeah, I mean, down the road, that's what I'm going to do. So hopefully it's not too soon. But if it is, it is. But I think I'm playing good enough where I can continue to play, develop in this organization and this offense, and just try to be the best quarterback I can be.
What is or what are the qualities of Josh that make him the leader of this team where everybody, offense, defense, special teams players, look to him? Because those qualities have to be innate in some ways, don't they? Because you just can't learn them in some ways.
I think it's a huge credit to his small circle, like his parents and his girlfriend and his brother and sister. I mean, his friends from college back home. You can tell he's the same since he was 12 years old. He's really personable, cares about everybody, knows everybody on the team, sits with different people every day, offensive, defensive, special teams. So everybody knows who he is, and he wants to get to know you. And I think when you know that's your leader and the best player in your team, that makes everybody play a little harder. And that's something we got going on right now. He's the best team I've ever been around, and I think a lot of guys will vouch for that because he is.
How important is that? Just to, I don't know who this guy is, but he's texting guys that are getting drafted. Welcome to the team. Just those little things. How important is that to because it's genuine, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Sean and Brandon set the standard and the culture many years ago, but he's the one player, probably the player that carries it out the most. And we all try to do our part, but it means a little bit more coming from the starting quarterback in the face of the franchise, and he does it each and every day. We have a lot of standards, a lot of culture stuff, and he does it every single time. So every day he's the same person. He's getting better. Great leader, great competitor, and thank goodness he's our quarterback.
What has Mitch brought to the quarterback?
I think just a lot of experience. I mean, he's played a bunch of games in Chicago. He's played a lot of big games in Chicago, too. That one year they went on that little run. He's been through some adversity, coaching changes, got drafted 2nd overall, went to a place that hasn't been winning and had some success there. So now he's coming here, and it's always good to have a guy in the room that's played a lot. And we have 2 guys that have and 2 younger guys that haven't. So it's kind of a good mix and match. He brings a lot of experience. He's a great dude. He's fun to compete with. He plays Catan now, so he's getting in the groove of the room. But yeah, he's good to ask TV shows. He's all about that. He's got a great wife, just married. He's just a good dude. So that's the kind of guys we like around here.
Catan strategy. That's important. Sorry. What's your Catan strategy? I mean, you brought it up.
So it's game to game. You gotta be able to adapt and adjust. So Harry goes long and short every time. Josh goes for the D cards. Dawson goes for cities all the way. I mix and match. I try to go for the 2-for-1 ports and just grind that way. It's a good question.
Aaron Rodgers obviously knows a good receiver when he sees one. He's been very complimentary of Jake. We've seen him really just perform well all through camp, going back to the spring. What's your assessment of him? It seems like he kind of does a little bit of everything well.
Yeah, when we first got him last year, we were all like, dang, like he's a good player. We'll see how he develops in our offense, and he's continuing to get better each and every week. Everybody talks about the Denver touchdown that Josh ripped to him, and I think if he continues to turn these on, he's going to catch a lot more of those. I mean, he's playing really good football right now, but that whole room's really competing pretty hard. We have a really good 4 guys that kind of played for us last year with Isaiah McKenzie, Gabe, Steph, and Cole. We added Emmanuel, so we got a bunch of guys in there with Duke and Speedy and Jake and Isaiah Hodgins, Lance, guys that are really playing at a high level right now. So it's going to be a fun competition just like it is at every position group. We have a good team. We have good players that Brandon and Joe and all those guys have brought in, but Jake has made a lot of plays and he's been consistent, so I'm excited to watch him Friday night.
You have a really go ahead.
When you mentioned that mix of experience levels or kind of like journeys for the quarterbacks to get here, how quickly did y'all click?
I mean, it's a little easier this year because, we have a little different rules. Last year with no off season, everybody was here for OTA, so we had a chance to develop that chemistry in person, get to know each other at practice, off the field, Catan, and like just stuff like that. And in training camp, I mean, we're here all day. So we went to dinner last week together as a quarterback room, and it's a good blend. They did a good job bringing in good people that we mesh well together. And Josh and I have been here for this is our 3rd season together, his 4th, and bringing in Mitch and Jake's 2nd year coming up. I think it's just a good room. We're all pushing each other, and we're all in the business of trying to make ourselves the best quarterback we can be and help one another out.
You have such a deep receiver room. Obviously, that helps any quarterback. But how much also does that ramp up even like to be even extra better every day, more perfect? These guys are out there running really crisp routes. They catch everything, and how much more pressure that put on the quarterback to make sure he's dialed in?
I think there's not really much pressure. You just kind of go out there and do your best. I mean, everybody knows this playbook is fun. We got a lot of good plays, and Dave does the best job of anybody in the NFL, in my opinion. So get in your playbook, study, and do your best when you come out here. There's no thinking involved. We rep this thing enough where you should be able to, through the walkthroughs and Chad in the receiver room and Mark Lubick, and then Shea and Doris in our room where we could go out there and play free. And guys come out here and have done a really good job with that. You saw that last Saturday. You've seen it consistently out here. Guys are making plays. And sure, there's mistakes, but that's training camp. There's a reason they call it practice and not perfect. So, I mean, we're going to continue to get better, and I think guys have.
The addition of Emmanuel Sanders, he talked about how he likes the backyard football to draw things up in the sand and just and how much does that mesh with Josh's ability and approach in just get open and I'll get you the ball? So does that put Emmanuel in some ways ahead of maybe another receiver as far as fit, even though he's new here?
There's 2 parts to that. I haven't been around a quarterback like Josh that's able to kind of adapt and adjust on the fly, like, oh, he's open, here it is, instead of like, oh, it's a 16-yard in cut, I'm going to rip it here, halfway between the numbers and the hash. He's able to kind of move around. Oh, he's at 14, that's fine. Boom, middle of the field. So a lot of quarterbacks can't do that, and Josh can, so that's a big benefit. And then I think with Emmanuel and Cole playing at SMU with June Jones, it's the run and shoot, so you have so many different variations in offense. So you're able to kind of play that backyard style football, understand concepts and coverages and stuff like that. So it's a good mesh. And that's why Cole has done so well here, in my opinion. That's why I think Emmanuel's going to take a big step and continue to develop in his career. It's just been unbelievable.
Davis, I think last year Brian said that you were the best, I guess the best way to put it, practice player he's ever been a part of, a guy who helped out in ways other than being on the field. What was your reaction to that, kind of how you reconcile, too, with what you just said before, that you're still out here trying to get better as a player, too?
Yeah, I think it's just understanding your job and responsibility each and every day. That changes. Like right now, we all getting reps. All 4 quarterbacks, every receiver, tight end, O-lineman, defensive players, we're all getting reps to get better, to make the 53-man roster or make the practice squad or make somebody else's team. So your job right now is to be the best player you can be. And my job on top of that is make sure receivers know what they got with my group and what Josh's guys are doing. They're studying on their own, and I'm helping out guys like Emmanuel and Steph and Cole continue to grow, Dawson Knox. So that's kind of my job right now. But then it gets to the season, it's all about Josh and making him the best quarterback he can be and make sure all 11 starters and that 2 deep know exactly what the game plan is, and trying to help the coaches as much as I can with next week's game plan. So that switches pretty quick, but right now it's just worrying about my group and helping guys along the way.
To be called the best ever at that, does that matter?
That's cool praise, especially when a guy that I admire and respect so much that I've taken a lot from, whether that be playing right now and then coaching especially. So when a guy like that, a role model says that, that means a lot. But you know, you got to earn it every day. So it's big time. But my teammates, their opinion and mean the most to me.
How have you seen Jake Fromm develop in this offense?
Yeah, Jake's done a good job. I think no OTAs last year as a rookie, that's tough. And now being able to have OTAs in his second training camp, now he gets preseason games. So, I mean, I think Jake's done a good job every day. He works hard. He knows the offense. And Doris and Shea have done a really good job with him.
Josh had mentioned on Friday that when he thought the excitement was coming that day, he told the quarterback room a little earlier. What was that environment like of you guys hearing that?
Yeah, there was a big long hug on that one. Fired up for him. No one deserves it more. You know, he's the best quarterback I've been around, best teammate I've been around. Works so hard, gets the most out of people, and that's the definition of a leader. So he deserves it. We're fired up for him, and now we're just kind of ready to get going and playing someone else.